Okay, so something that I want to plug a little bit because I'm not sure people are aware, but in addition to taking larger donations for $50, I will play your deck guaranteed on stream. I also just look for sweet decks from viewers. So this is a deck list that was posted in the subscriber Discord server. So if you've got sweet historic decks, we have a great community in there. We'd love to chat and talk. And when I'm looking for sweet things to pick up for all sorts of various formats, I scroll through the channels in there to look and see what the community's been talking about as one of the places I pull deck lists from. So yeah, so this is like white weenie, and we have played black-white humans, and it felt pretty reasonable. This is like black-white humans with kind of a double splash here. So we've got Kudro at the top as well as Judith. And Judith is kind of like anti-sweeper protection in a way that also gives you an anthem effect. So when your creatures die, assuming they're not getting angered to the gods, they deal a bunch of damage to people. Person chat, so we should put some Deccan Stones in the sideboard. Yeah, that's probably fine. Splitting our removal spells as ways to kill the 7/7 seems fine. So maybe we'll cut these two dire tactics and put 2 Deccan Stones in there. So we have a couple of giant killers, a couple of dire tactics, and a couple of Deccan Stones. We got a couple of containment priests here as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this. I think this deck's probably not that unreasonable into the what's it called deck, the creativity deck. We've got a lot of good disruption, and we have interaction for their 7/7 after it's in play. Easy mulligan here on the 5-lander. Fantastic keep here. So if we're able to draw a third land on curve, we get to go triple 1-drop into Kudro. Withering particularly good against something in this format. It's good against other creature deck, or it's decent against other small creature decks, and it permanently takes care of Arclight Phoenix. I think it's just like a appropriate power level 1-mana removal spell. Portable Hole's pretty unfortunate here. One thing Portable Hole does tell us is that our opponent is playing a dedicated control deck as opposed to Indomitable Creativity. So remember, Creativity cannot play other artifacts like this. Yes, thinking of Davriel's Withering as Black Pillar of Flame is a great way to think about it. That's been my mental shortcut as well. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I can't wait to draw this spell again. What was I casting anyways? It's your turn. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Boo-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's really weird how they banned 5-mana Time Walk and not 2-mana Time Walk. It was a bold decision. Well, chat, you see, they had to get rid of 5-mana Time Walk because when 5-mana Time Walk was legal, Indomitable Creativity was oppressive. So by banning 5-mana Time Walk, they made it so Indomitable Creativity was no longer oppressive. Wait, hold on, my producer's telling me something. Oh. Oh, that's weird. It's still oppressive? It's fucking strange. It's technically less oppressive. I'd actually disagree with you on that. I actually think the new creativity combo is stronger than the old Time Warp combo. Because the old Time Warp combo was required to play more bad cards in its deck.
Mind and body should hone your prowess. Sloppy technique.
Velocamiss also died to a variety of red removal spells. Ghost Rider Flyby. Thanks for the follow. Good morning. Yes. Yeah, blocking was counterplay to the old combo. Good luck blocking protection from creatures, idiots.
I'm not going to sit this one.
Imagine blocking.
I'm not ready for you quite yet.
Keep an open mind.
Yeah, we're done here. So bring in some anti-control cards. Are we supposed to trim here? I think Kudro's probably a cut. I'm bringing in other 3s that I think are better than him. I cut a land. Physicist! Thank you for the 14 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, this is great. 1, 2, 3. It's just curvamentary. What could it be? Never asked for viewer ages on the sub-survey. So YouTube gives me estimated viewer ages, which I assume translates fairly accurately to Twitch as well. YouTube estimates a majority of my audience identifies as male and is between the ages of 25 and 34. I'm not the target demo anymore. To be fair, for those of you that are above or below that, the 18 to 24 and 35 to I think it's 44, 45, those two groups are pretty evenly split as the second most popular. They're both very close, if I recall correctly. I think like 80+% of my audience estimated by YouTube identifies as male and is between 18 and 45. Start here and see what they do. All right, so they get to kill the Sentinel with this, but we also get to draw a card, so it's like it just cantripped. I think we probably just deploy the other Vanguard here, right? Because we have the old 12 ball. I apologize for the mid-game break, but I need to run to the restroom. See, chat, that's what timeouts are for. Emergency bathroom breaks. And we just try and stick this, right? Because we can stack it to say you can't cast spells next turn. I actually don't drink coffee. Guess what? I don't remember. Does anybody remember? What a charming play by our opponent. Do you have a lightning helix or are you dead? Oh, they had portable holes game 1 too, right? So Vanguard, very good when they can't do that. Yeah, chat, when you go to buy alcohol now, you just have to show them that your birth year starts with a 1, and they know you're over 21. It's nice and simple. They don't even need to see the last 2 digits. Sand's great. Would prefer a 2-power 1-drop, but like 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's better. Yeah, we'll take an Esper Sentinel on 1. Nah, listen, chat. I see people talking about those estimates not being accurate. If you have an Android phone, Google's listening to you and knows what your demographic is, okay? All those idiots worried about getting microchipped by a vaccine. They carry their microchips around with them willingly already. We ain't gotta chip them. They voluntarily chip themselves. Probably want to double spell this turn, right? Yeah, I think so. If you've ever used Facebook and then used Twitch without clearing your cookies, I'm pretty sure they share some of that data. Yeah, definitely. Remember, chat, if a product is free, then you are the product. If you're not paying for something, then they're selling you. Morning, Bread Boxer. Yeah, Christy and I were talking about mortgages the other day. I immediately started getting ads for refinancing. So, with the Thalia's Lieutenant here, if they have Wrath of God this turn, not only do I save the Adanto, but I get to draw a card, so it's not all bad. Hey, Crockett, thank you for the 27 months and for the very generous tier 3. Welcome back. It's not a terrible pickup. Keep them off of Teferi and other things next turn. But they have Portable Hole too. That's brutal. 2.65 is a great rate. Congrats on closing. That whole process is super stressful a lot of the time. I know we were always glad when it was over. Alright. Cycle your Shark Typhoon. Yeah, we can just never win, right? I don't know how we ever get through these cards plus 4/4 here. Jeskai Control hasn't been nearly as popular as Creativity on the ladder, but it's still just very good. How much is a 4-bedroom house in the US? That's a huge geolocation, right? So like, and like other factors about the house. So like, you can probably get a 4-bedroom house that's like 40 or 50 years old in the town where I live for about 200,000. But like, you take that same $200,000 house and you put it in any major city, and it'll be, you know, $1 million real quick or more. Hand's great. Yeah, and it could be even cheaper than, you know, 200 grand in a place like Montana or other places. Like, I guess I don't really know what the house that I currently own is worth at this point, because we closed 3 years ago, but, like, when we bought our house a little over 3 years ago at this point, like, we have 5 bedrooms and over 300,000 square feet, and it was under 300,000. It's probably a bit more than that now, because the market's gotten a little silly. But we also haven't really looked, so we don't plan to sell or move anytime soon. I think I want a Ranger-Captain here before Kudro. Maybe this is better, so the next turn I could do this plus the 1-drops. I'm probably getting Memory Lapse here either way. It's like, does it really matter? Is Portable Hole actually good in this format? I think it's fine. The fact that it has the flexibility. I said 3,000 square feet for under $300,000. The fact that Jund Sacrifice, although I haven't seen Jund Sacrifice in a little while, but like Jund Sacrifice existing in this format makes Portable Hole better. Being able to tag things like Witch's Oven and Trail of Crumbs make this card very reasonable, I think. What's going on, Eddie? Thank you for the 10 months. Welcome back. My old boss had someone knock on his door, was like, I know the realtor that sold you the house. I'll pay 3x in cash right now. Good golly. I mean, I guess we do this, and then, like, we get to draw a card when they cast Wrath of God, but I also probably just can't keep up, right? All right, so there's a long pause here, which means they don't have Wrath, or they have Wrath and Anger, and they're trying to decide if they care about me drawing a card. Well, so far we've queued into Jeskai Control twice in a row. I'd actually say hitting Jeskai Control this much is below par. We actually haven't played against that much Jeskai specifically Control on the ladder recently. It's been a lot more, of the combo deck than anything. From a content perspective, is hitting Mythic a bad choice? I don't know, because I also think there's a chance that, like, there's just a lot of variance at all parts of the ladder style. So, like, we didn't play against this much Jeskai Control yesterday, for example. Like, you know, an hour from now, there could be none. Yeah, portable, the fact that we hit 2 portable hole decks in a row specifically is really rough. Usually these decks can beat these decks in terms of efficiency, but portable hull plus Helix just mean that that's not the case here. Yeah, I was Diamond, and 10 of the matches I did yesterday, only 2 weren't Madness or Jeskai Control. Yep. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm just going to go ahead and concede this match. I don't really feel like playing against Jeskai Control. I'd like to try and showcase this deck against some other things. I think we've seen how this plays out 4 games now. I think it's not unwinnable, but on average, especially if they're playing portable holes, they're going to beat us up. I don't really care about my rank, so let's try and see if we can queue into something else. Is this the same opponent? It's so frustrating. Like, what the fuck did the downtime do yesterday if they didn't fix the most obvious, blatant issue? Like, why did we have downtime again yesterday? Like, why did it happen? If they weren't gonna fix the problems. They added stuff to buy to the store. Well, to be fair, they don't need downtime to add stuff to buy in the store. I mean, this isn't even about Jeskai, right? This is about the fact that the client is very clearly bugged. Eh, I'm better off keeping that alive than Judith. Shouldn't matter here. Thanks for the tier 2, Blue. Welcome back. Standard rotation is the 16th, right? Is that correct? Well, that's the board plan. Bring these Dorkos in, trim this, trim a land, trim these. So 26 months, Frankenstein. Did they fix? Does anybody know? Did they fix deck strength matchmaking? I'd tag Wizards on Twitter and ask, but their social media people are petty and they don't respond to me because they don't like me. Can someone that's not blacklisted ask them on social media if they fixed the Brawl deck strength matchmaking? Tithe Taker here is nice. Does a nice Thalia impersonation. Lets us guarantee we don't get memory lapse next turn at the very least. So the follow gankles. No, actual nothing, Toasted. Thanks for the sub gifts, Juggalos. Yeah, I mean, them drawing cards that are countering our 1-drop is probably right. Happy Labor Day to you too. It doesn't seem like it's been fixed. Yeah, they didn't mention the patch notes, so I assume it's not been fixed. Alright, let's find out if we should concede.
On schedule. Hurry.
We probably just lead on the higher power things here, he says before getting portable hold. Morning, Fang South. Yeah, my body is definitely ready for that eventuality, Wasted. Where they just, like, don't fix the deck strength matchmaking, and then after a little bit, they're just like, well, nobody was playing in the queue, so we got rid of the queue. You clearly didn't like the queue, fam, so we got rid of it. The Thalia's Lieutenant here lets us attack Elite Spellbinder into a 1/1 shark at least here, so we've got that going for us. So we have a good shot here, assuming our opponent doesn't spike Wrath of God off the top in their, 3 draws here. Well, chat, to be glass half full about this situation, they didn't draw Wrath of God. Okay, and we're gonna hang out for a second. We're gonna hang out for a second and wait for that other person to hopefully queue into someone else so we can play against something that's not Jeskai Control. Not that queuing into someone else is a guaranteed to be not Jeskai Control, but, you know. It's weird watching Jeff on stream because I'm used to the YouTube videos where I can skip. The Jeskai matches. I mean, deck is good except it can't beat Jeskai Control, as like describes most of the format, so I'm not upset, Dimstar. When the Jeskai Control deck has its answers line up well, it beats essentially everything. It has very powerful, flexible answers for most of the format. Did that. Got a different opponent. Same Ragu Triome. Come on, just like play a basic forest and a land war elf opponent. Do me a solid this one time. Listen, chat. Not accounting for mirror matches pulling their win rates back down towards 60, Jeskai Creativity and Jeskai Control are only the most popular decks on the ladder while also simultaneously having the highest win rates. And everybody knows the most popular decks that everybody's preparing for having a really strong win rate still is the key sign of a healthy format. So, the problem with Collected Company in a humans deck is that that was not the one I meant to cast. I meant to cast this one, and now they're gonna combo us, and I'm gonna lose because of it. The problem with Company in a Humans deck is Collected Company is good when it's hitting 6 power worth of things. Or 6 converted mana cost worth of things. So you look at a deck like this, where a majority of our deck is very cheap things, and Collected Company becomes much worse in a 1-drop aggro deck like this. Okay, so we're going to trim Kudro, I think, here against their sweeper deck. Am I supposed to bring in Vanguard too here? I probably am, honestly, right? It just protects itself. Yeah, I just, like, I can't, things that don't attack into crab. It's like become less of a humans deck, become more of just Mardu aggro. Now, hopefully, because this Jeskai opponent's playing the combo deck, they don't have portable holes. So that way our Vanguards can be a bit better. Well, yeah, their sideboard can be things to mostly fight other Jeskai decks because, like, their main deck dumpsters creature decks pretty well, right? They've got sweepers and helix and stuff, and their combo aspect is very good against creatures. I wonder if the new Avacyn... I'm not doing full spoiler reviews every day, but I am, like, peeking at them as things come out and time permits in the evening. I wonder if the new Avacyn could be an okay top-end for a humans deck in this format. She seems pretty sweet. Gives humans +1/+1. I'm excited to get Memory Lapsed and then have them play Dwarven Mine and put a 7/7 into play. Oh, Sigarda. Yeah, see the angel, the green-white one. Ip, cheerio, mate. Good stuff, good stuff. Demolisher, thanks for the 21 months. My humans make the gods very angry, chat. The gods are not pleased with us. Why would you behave this way, chat, and anger the gods? What set are we hoping as triomes? I'm hoping the Gang Lord set, whatever it's called, as triomes. Yeah, New Capenna. Game's late enough that Sentinel's not going to draw anything. Boros Charm resolves. going on, Grumblekin? Good morning. They don't have to call them triomes. They said they're 3-color gangs or whatever, so they could like just call it like Gang Turf X or something like that. To speak positively of the dead for a moment, I think it would be great if Arena adopted Artifacts clock system. Artifacts clock system was easily the best clock system in any digital card game I've ever touched. And for those that weren't familiar with that now defunct card game, what Artifact did was you had 5 minutes on your clock to start. And as you took game actions, you gained more time on your clock up to a particular maximum. See, that didn't feel nearly as bad as regular control. Especially, and honestly, the lack of portable holes was a big part of it, right? Like the Jeskai Control decks playing portable hole, having a clean answer to Adanto Vanguard was rough. Artifact was a very bad actual game, but its software was very good. All right, chat. 4th match with this deck. Will it be Jeskai colored? Indomitable creativity finds Artifact Springs bug. So if there's portable holes in your deck, you can hit them with creativity. Yes, Artifact was the Valve card game, designed by Richard Garfield. Whoa! That's a swamp, chat. I've heard about these lands, but I haven't seen one before. Pretty cool. Hey, what you got? Show me all secrets. We are on a little bitty baby. We're splashing for Judith and General Kudro. Yeah, we're mono white with two splashes. I'll take Bone Daddy. Maybe I should take this. It's close. There is, in fact, a pack and play behind me. I had Haley down here in the office the other day while I was doing some post-stream work. Opponent should have waited for the bodyguard to target. The bodyguard isn't a target. It is a replacement effect as it enters the battlefield. Gonna take this hit. We'll try and race them. So once this is in play, it's picked the thing. It says as it enters, not when this enters, choose something. Yeah, it is weird templating. I think if this card was printed today, they'd probably template it differently. Is Spell Queller an answer to Jeskai Dominance? No, I don't think so. I don't think that card's resource efficient enough. I think it dies to Lightning Helix, and they get their spell back, and it probably doesn't do anything most of the time. I'm gonna hold this land so they can't draw step K command me and take a spell later. So I think we have to attack in here. Because holding back means they kill me in 2, so... They want to trade. If they don't trade, we kill them next turn. Oh, is there a cube up right now? What cube is up right now? I'd probably be persuaded to do some cube. And when is the cube up through? This is where the magic happens. Is this chat anti-Grixis? No, this chat super pro-Grixis. We're just also super pro-reality. And we understand that Grixis isn't very good. We've been hurt before. Listen, I'm gonna pull this. Oh, it's not there anymore. That's funny. So yesterday, untapped Grixis Control was like the 8th most popular deck, and it was the only deck on the list that had a less than 50% win rate, which is kind of funny. So, Grixis is very popular. It's also just like basically never very good. What am I supposed to cut here? Honestly, Esper Sentinel seems pretty bad. They probably have mana to pay to get around it most times, and it getting shattered is a pretty big deal on K command. Hall Monitor. Our greatest nemesis. Huh. They left in Thoughtseize? Are they a Death Shadow deck? Seems like a weird card to have it against us post-board, especially on the draw. Well, they don't get their Bone Crusher Giant here, at least. I know it's not super common for people to board out discard spells with the mid-range matchups like I frequently suggest doing, but, like, not boarding them out in the aggro matchup seems extra strange. It's like, it says lose life. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Bone Crusher there, actually. They'd have to wait a turn to kill Spellbinder. Let's deck this in stone, and then we'll play Thalia. Yeah, we know they have at least one more piece removal, right? And they just shock because they have something else to do. If they were just casting this, they'd just do it now. What does that shock mean? They have like a Doomblade plus Crack a Clue. So I'm going to use Davriel's Withering to kill my Thalia here. That way their Bone Crusher Giant goes to the graveyard. And then this 3/3 comes with the 1/2 that draws a card. So we'll draw a card that draws a card, yo dog. And we have one of our creature lands here. So this could drag us to the distance here. The grind from our mana base. Holding on to this clue for now because our opponent left discard spells in their deck post-board. So I don't want to draw a card and then have it get taken away if I can avoid it. Yikes. Doke. Can we do it, chat? 3 more turns. Alright. So, this kills Crocs in response to its trigger. And then, Cave of the Frost Dragon eventually blocks this. So I'm not going to say we're in a good spot, but we, like, have a game plan. Which is step one. Hey, Malviek, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Yeah, this one's felt pretty clunky. I don't know that, like... I feel like I want to compare... I don't remember exactly what we played. We played Black-White Humans. I'm, like, trying to rack my brain and think, how is this different than that? What did Black-White Humans look like when we played it? Oh, we played Lumiarch Aspirant and Glint Sleeve Siphoner as key differences. We had slightly more creature lands who are 2 colors. We had 3 where this build only has 2. But lower curve. And Glint Sleeve for card advantage and Lumiarch as a 2-drop are the big differences. Which, playing more 3-drops in your aggro deck being worse, probably a relation there. Should have kept the Judith and believed chat. Treaties. Yeah, I don't even know about talking about specifics like worth it so much as like, is it actively solving a problem that we have? And I'm not sure the answer to that question is yes. All right, so I'm gonna take your Fatal Push here. Oh, they're just claiming it back. I think that's fine for us, though. Well, this is the part where we try to race in the air, right? Well, we don't know that they're not playing bad discards. I wouldn't be surprised if they have like Fiery Temper and Faithful Suiting in their deck. Yes, this deck definitely cannot play 1-drops consistently that aren't white. You can't really splash 1-drops. confident enough that they're winning that they'll thought seize my 1 card. To be fair, it's probably a fine play. Rage cut land, something like that. Yeah, and like this too, right? Like, I keep having to trim my various 3s because, like, I just keep having too many of them, right? Like, this is so many 3 drops for an aggro deck. You only need Luris? I don't know. I think Spellbinder and Kudro are fine. Luris isn't really a particularly aggressive card. Thanks for the follow, Jen. To drop the Sentinel here, so if they want to discard spell someone, we get to draw a card. They want to discard spells on 2, we get to draw a card because of Thalia. She's very angry, chat. You won't like her when she's angry. Alright, well, at least they spent their resources killing the one we can replace. We should play the second Thalia, so our opponent's spells cost 2 more. Big brain. Gosh, could you imagine if she wasn't legendary? Nice, I get a card. Love it. Sorry about that. I had to pick a popcorn kernel out of my teeth. If you want the webcam footage from the popcorn kernel ticking, I'll post it in the tier 3 subs channel later, okay? I'll hold you to that. Big Pappy 69. It's a classic classic Magic Arena username right there. Campbell's not good against any of the combo decks in the format, Mar. It's like a 2/3 for 3 that dies to a Lightning Helix and dies to an Anger of the Gods and dies to a Wrath of God. And it, like, shocks them before it dies, but, like, shocking them before they kill your thing isn't particularly good. Yeah, it's fine against Phoenix, but even then you'd rather it just be like Archon of Emeria, right? Lean on Thraben Inspector in case they have Unholy Heat here. They definitely heat my 2/1. They probably don't want to heat my 1/2. Well, I mean, to be fair, it costs twice as much mana as Glimpse of Nature, Marty, so... Indestructible Bodyguard chat, don't mess with him. I'll clothesline you. General Kudro's flavor text here. Super relevant against the Delirium deck. Exile something whenever a human hits the battlefield. Only in for attacks here. Yeah, I think we're pretty okay with that trade. Could be a Claim Fame next turn with that trade. I think the Long Tusk Perpetual card's pretty reasonable in Grawl. We played that on stream and it felt decent. But yeah, basically, like, and that was the reason why it made me chuckle that people were bitching about the digital-only designs so much. Because, like, the digital-only designs are so decidedly, like, fair and conservative. Like, most of them aren't seeing play for a reason. They're just not very good. Oh, there was a Claim Fame in there, bin. Wait, was there? No, it wasn't there when I played General Kudro, right? Yeah. I'm an idiot. Davriel is not a playable card. Is very bad. Very, very bad. Net Fairy, thanks for the follow. Terms and conditions definitely apply, and they're generally not worthwhile. The fact that you get a random selection of 3 from the bonuses and the negatives each time means you can't build the deck around it because there's too much variance involved. It's like what it comes down to. They could update his terms and conditions to make him stronger, which is neat. Hopefully we see that at some point when he continues seeing no play. That would be a net positive. Hey, look, chat. The Pyromancer died again because it's perpetually 1-1. I would like the record to reflect, though, Ewok, Magic Boomers have a problem with them errata-ing card text. And technically, if they updated Davriel's terms and conditions, his card text would still be the same. It's a loophole, chat. It's the 21 months, Carafe. Welcome back. Old 6-mana lightning axe killing our Dargon there. That sort of loophole feel, it is flavorful for the card. Would you like to trade your Pyromancer for my 1/1? Yep. All right, we're going to be done with this one. So this definitely felt much, much worse than the straight black-white humans deck we had played previously. If you haven't seen that, you can look back on the YouTube channel. It was one of the first archetypes that we played when Historic Horizons dropped. And to give a little bit of articulation as to why this is worse than black-white humans, there's 2 core reasons why I think this is worse. The first is the mana base is more painful, which makes it harder to race, and you get to play fewer utility lands. So when you flood like that, you're less likely to have things that can attack your opponent to death. Like if we had another Cave of the Frost Dragon there, for example, we had a Cave of the Frost Dragon there that game, we would have beaten them down. Also, yeah, the red splash just like didn't solve any of our problems, right? Like I didn't feel like we needed more lords in that deck. And look what it does to our curve, right? Like this is supposed to be an aggressive deck that just has so many 3s. Like it has over 50% more 3s than the other build that we played instead of playing more powerful 1s and 2s. So the mana was fine. We could cast our spells every time we drew them, but the spells just like weren't good enough most of the time, and we couldn't successfully get under people because of how much top end that we had.